testing, 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 testing. Why can't I hear myself? Testing, 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 testing.
I am Unk. I think Unks are naturally loud. Is this sensual Unk? I'm not trying to be sensual. I'm trying to talk normal. What did Van Lathan? Van Lathan's one of my. I am Unk. I think Unks are naturally loud. Is this sensual Unk? I'm not trying to be sensual. I'm trying to talk normal. What did Van Lathan? Van Lathan. Folks, you said his Adin Ross take wasn't great. I did see something on Twitter, but I didn't click on it. You know what? Let me go ahead and click it. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see.
Have built up their audience by degrading the black community and particularly black women. All that energy should be for them, but that's equal energy for all the people who have empowered and supported and uplifted the Adin Rosses that have allowed them to feel comfortable enough to insert themselves in our culture in order to justify degrading a woman, and then know that a black man is going to have his back by shitting on another black man and then saying, I'll go ahead and call the other one on your behalf. And that's whack 100.
All right, so I don't disagree with this at all so far.
I also completely agree. Um, I've been I've been saying this whack has been whack. Um, before we get into this video, let me just say that I don't fuck with Aiden on this because I don't like Dolce music, right? But the way he talks about Dolce as a person is too different from how you should talk about someone, her music, like how you should talk about her music. Like I would never call her name like how he did her. But I don't like her music. That's just you don't have to like everybody's music. But the way he was going crazy on her ass, wildin'. And then like what I don't know what her name is over here. She's talking about is niggas like academics, cuff him, whack, being around him and enabling the same shit that he's doing. So they're in cahoots, which is what I'm thinking is what she's saying. But let's continue.
This is basically what I said. What I call them, pokey coons, pocket coons. But there has to be a world where these streamers can't call up their pocket coons to protect them, to defend them from their racist bullshit.
And whack gonna go for it because Aiden more popular than him, and so he's gonna use Aiden for clout, and it's gonna work because it's been working, which is why he keeps doing it.
I actually, I'm sorry, and I'm gonna make this particular, and I'm gonna go back to WAC 100, which is what I was saying. Adin Ross has continuously degraded black women. Cardi, Doechii, Meg, the list goes on and on and on. You in the clip that was just played, he called Doechii smelly. He took back fat.
He called her a disgusting. He called it disgusting because of the umbrella video, which the umbrella video wasn't even that bad. Like she's probably stressed out, and all these people around her are there to like service her. She's the star. And so she was like, "Get me more umbrellas. Hurry up." Now, could she have said it in a nicer manner? Sure, but like she probably like she tried going on the red carpet or however whatever she was going. I know she was at the Met, but that video was not that bad. I've like yeah, she wasn't that disrespectful for the nigga to be talking about some, oh, she disgusting for it, and whatever else he said. Called her he called her a ghetto bitch. What did he call her? He called her a bitch though. Well, he called her something.
He called her dumb. He called her a bitch. All of these things, right? And this isn't a one-off. He continuously does this. He does this in this clip. He does it while he's sitting next to a black man. Doechii comes out with a song, never calls a.
Once again, I don't like her music, but he was wilding. He was wilding, and I did start watching Adin when he was first popping up with the rappers. Before Kai, before everybody else was doing rapping shit, he was doing it. I'm like, oh, I was into hip hop. I'm into hip hop, so I'm like, I'm finna check out, artists on this nigga stream. I'm watching the streams. I'm not fucking with the stream, so I stopped watching Adin. And then he of course goes to Andrew Tate. Not fucking with that because I'm not into red pill shit. So I stopped watching Adin completely. And then I think other streamers start doing the hip hop shit. Kai started doing it. I started watching Kai because Kai pretty normal compared to Adin. Kai is pretty normal. Um, so I been stopped watching Adin. Yeah.
Adin Ross by name. She just references being called an industry plant. He takes that as, oh, she's directly talking about me because as in that clip, he calls her a bot and he's saying that she's an industry plant. There's no way she's not successful, that she was able to get the accolades that she has and the followers and the money and the attention and all of.
You can call someone an industry plant. I'm pausing a lot. That's what I don't say. You can call someone an industry plant and then not be this is I guess is calling someone an industry plant inherently disrespectful? Probably. So you could probably feel that way. But you call someone an industry plant if you feel like, oh damn, like this person popped out of nowhere, right? This person came out of nowhere, doing everybody's playlist, doing everybody's charts. But they're getting playlisted because that's what labels do. She signed to a major label. Man, major labels playlist their artists. That's their job. So that's why she's everywhere. Uh, yeah, I mean, even if you don't find it disrespectful to call someone an industry plant, the other shit he was saying is crazy. But I'm gonna let the video ride, and I'm gonna let FD Signify talk. I'm gonna let I don't know her name. I'm gonna let this woman talk.
That. So he thinks, oh, she must be talking about me. So he comes out with this diss song. What happens? Glasses Malone, as he should, is like, shut the fuck up and let me tell you why. And don't ever talk this way again. And if you do, I promise it's going to be exactly how he says in that clip.
I'm shocked that Van has issues with this. So Van's gonna come and be like, "This is a problem," or is this podcast just podcasting?
Rosses are created by the support of the people in the culture who allow him to do this. Sorry, it's the truth and you know it. So whether it's a black man, a black woman, anybody who allows this to happen we should all be getting the same energy.
If it was a black woman, we wouldn't be talking about it like this. We'd be finding ways
all right.
to excuse it.
Well, then fuck everything else I just said.
I'm not saying fuck everything you're saying. What I'm saying is this. Number one,
that's not the point.
I'm not making a.
Well, even a black woman shouldn't be talking about anybody. Listen, this is not the way I think about it. You can talk about someone's music. You can say someone's music's ass, cheeks, doo doo garbage. But it's like when you get to talking about their character based on their music, that's a little strange. You know what I'm saying? Now if you're talking about someone's character based on like other shit, based on like people's streams, the stuff that they say on Twitter, whatever, cool. But even then, it comes to a point. So even if a black woman was saying the same shit Adin Ross is saying about Doechii, she be wildin'. But it does make it 10 times worse that it is coming from a white man. Sorry.
I'm not making that the point. In this situation right here, the point that's being made right here is how fucked up the black men are. I did not glaze over that. But in this situation, it is a black man that is standing up for black women. It is. It is a black man that is standing up for black women. It is a black man, and I will say a black man that a lot of other times we ain't got no use for it. Not pure enough for us. Not perfect enough for us. Don't work for us. Got too many bad opinions. But when you need somebody to go in somebody's mouth over something, that's the type of nigga you gonna call. That's the kind of guy that's gonna do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's right or not because I don't. Before this incident, I didn't know who Glasses Malone was. But I still feels a bit harsh. I don't know who he was, but like that feels a bit harsh. Like you ain't got no use for the nigga. That's crazy. Right, that's a little crazy. But I mean, obviously he's relevant enough to be in his conversations. All right, like Adin Ross, Dolce, Glasses Malone. So
I don't disagree with Van here. I wish they were. I wish their energy was different. I wouldn't have inserted if this is a black woman. We wouldn't be talking about it. That's like people was like, well, if I made a black people tier list, it would be racist. Like that's never where the conversation should be. But it feels like they shouldn't be talking at each other like they disagree right now. That's some real shit he just said. That's kind of what I was getting at too about Glasses Malone. That Glass Malone has some bad, like people been sending that shit to me since I made the video, and I've seen it on Twitter. He's got some bad moments. When I say we need an intersectional feminism 101 for all the niggas in the struggle, this is what I be talking about. Dan makes an important point. Is that so? Glass Malone is a rapper, right? But Glass Malone represents, for lack of a more delicate term, the lump and prole of black men who are the fabric and backbone of black culture on so many levels, who, until they are ready to go upside somebody's head on behalf of the culture or get killed by the police, we kind of don't like to engage with them niggas. So far, I think that's important. I feel like they shouldn't be disagreeing because at the same time, she spit all facts too. So it's like, if it's all facts, why we gotta fight?
Is a black man that's standing up for a black woman. We are having this conversation because a black man said enough. Now, if we want to have another conversation where we talk about all of the insufficiencies and the weaknesses.
Well, I don't know who these people are. Is this guy saying that, like, if this was coming from someone more relevant with better takes, that it would be more impactful, it would matter more? Is that what he's saying? I don't know. Sounds a bit weird.
Exists in black men, that is completely okay. I was not going to discuss that without talking about the fact that
I guess Van just took it more personal, and I get it. Let me keep going.
I have no connection to whack, don't know whack like that at all. No, in no way, shape, or form. Like in no way, shape, or form. In no way. I'm not about to defend nobody that I'm not defending him in any type of way. I'm not defending any of the guys that are alongside Adin Ross. If we want to have a conversation about black men and about the way we treat black women, like I said before, I'm here for it. The conversation right now is about this white boy that called this woman a smelly bitch.
You can't talk.
And to me, what we end up doing in perpetuity, and I gotta be honest with the audience, man. I have to be honest with you guys. In the past, I haven't. I'm sick and fucking tired of being a cultural whipping boy.
What?
Every single fucking time.
I don't know what that means.
I do not.
Why
over that.
on
Like,
earth would you put yourself in the same? I am talking about a particular. No, you're not all the same.
Like
you're not all the same.
In this situation right here, it is a black man that is coming to the defense.
Two things can be true. Two things can be true.
Does he have an issue with Glasses Malone coming to the defense of Dolce? I got no issue with it. Because, I mean, I don't know Glasses Malone's, like I said, from before the situation, or his bad takes. So, yeah. If that makes Adin scared enough for him to call whack, then maybe it's working.
Two things can be true. Glasses is not. I literally just up Glasses. I literally just said every single word he
Rachel,
said. Both things can be true.
You spent a lot more time talking about the black man that was
because
responsible
you have to
for
talk about
Ross
why
than the
Adin.
black
Why
man that's
you have to
defending
talk about
Dolce.
why is.
It's not. It. I don't think black man is 100% responsible for Adin Ross. I think it enables him. Now, does that make him responsible? Would he have stopped earlier if someone had smacked him in the mouth earlier? Probably. Or have told him off earlier, or have stopped coming to the stream earlier because of this shit, or has like boycotted his streams. He lost money. He probably would have been stopped doing this shit. But the niggas around him enable his behavior. If we're gonna talk disgusting, the people around him enable his disgusting behavior. So like, I keep pausing too much, man. Let's go.
Glasses talking about this? Who is Glasses talking about? Why is he talking about this person? Why does this person like this? The fact that you are even putting yourself in a bucket. I'm not generalizing black men. I'm talking about a particular type of black man.
Right.
You have.
It's the black men around him that are weirdos. She can't be talking about everybody. Maybe she's talking about the niggas who watch him, who subscribe to him, who send him donos. That would make sense. That's enabling him.
To be able to separate it. If you were talking about
this is just a tough conversation because I'm with them on different levels on both ends, right? Well, Van's approach is just not going to work in the moment, because if I'm a black woman in this particular situation, you damn right I'm going to bring up that this is cute and all how y'all going at Adin Ross, but we catch this from y'all on a regular basis. So no, I'm sorry, we can't just let this be just about glasses stepping up for black women right now. That's dope, but the situation is, at every opportunity, they gonna be on our necks about this shit until this shit is better than it is. Period. I've accepted that a long time ago. I need all of y'all to catch that. And I don't know what it looks like, because it's complicated. And I'm a flip sides in a second. For me personally, this is my ethos. This is my perspective. As a black man, unless it's like clearly out of bounds, unless it's clearly some divester adjacent gender war shit. Like, perfect example, in one of my videos, I think it was the video about glasses Malone, somebody commented, the real problem is black men don't even want to date dark-skinned black women. And I'm like, how did we get here? How do we get there?
Exactly. What?
There, right? And specifically, she said, black man with means and money. So like, when you do that, when you get real far, I'm gonna have to like,
we gonna cut it off here, right?
But in general, when we're having this conversation and I look at the media landscape and I look at the history of hip hop, the current state of Twitter and YouTube, and the fact that until Kevin Samuels died, that man was about to be the biggest nigga in YouTube history. We got saved by Red Bull and heart disease, right? So it's gonna be where when something like this pops up, black women are gonna be like, yo, like, this is cool, but also all this other shit. And it's never gonna be an easy, comfortable conversation, because there's certain ways in which the way that we talk about black men needs to be rearranged and adjusted. I'll get to that in a second. But we also have to understand that the reason why that exists is because of the material reality that a lot of black women are experiencing in their daily lives, often at the hands of black men. If you are a black woman and you're involved in any operation of life, you are thinking about the world differently. I get a lot of black male academics. They love to deflect about the material nature of what black women go through in this country. But the reality is, the thing I always say is that when I leave the house, I gotta go stop and get gas, I'm afraid I might get robbed. If my wife has to stop and go get gas, I'm afraid she might get robbed or kidnapped. And that changes things. The fact that we gotta argue about that gets on my nerves, which is why I almost didn't even want to get into it. So let's flip it though. Looking from Van's perspective, the reality is that the ways in which black men come across on social media and in our media and in hip hop are highly distorted and greatly out of black men's control. But I'll use an example. There are still people that think black men vote Republican. Let me be specific. There are still black women that think that black men vote Republican.
When Kamala was losing, like people tried to blame black men for that, for her losing. And I'm like, what? I guess maybe, like, my sphere of influence, people around me. Like, I don't know any black man who was on that side over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what black man was voting? But then it's also like the same thing as like, niggas do be saying some wild shit about black women online, for sure, ski, right? But and so I can't like disregard what black women are saying about how they feel about what black men are saying, because they're obviously experiencing it. Even if I'm not experiencing them experiencing it, right? Or even if the people around me are not talking to crazy to black women, or even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just throw that away because I'm not seeing that shit, so it must not be happening. That's crazy to say. You know what I'm saying? But like, y'all was wilding, bitch. And then I kept seeing stats of how, like, oh yeah, it was this Hispanic population that voted for Republican this time around. I don't know if they vote always vote, Republican, but yeah, they tried to say, yeah, black man, this is y'all fault. Y'all should have went out and and voted for Kamala. The reason she lost because you black niggas don't like black women. That's why she lost, and I find that crazy. You know what I'm saying? I find that crazy, but oh,
Are Republican voters MAGA conservative type people? Still, still, what are we gonna do at this point? That is a product of a couple of things. That's really emblematic of the problem. So we have a small percentage, literally like 15 tops percent of black men that are conservative and vote Republican, right? We know that for a fact. For the last 50, 60 years, that's been a fact. However, if you go on YouTube and you look for political content from black men, you're going to find it's 80% black male conservatives. I guarantee you. They're everywhere. It's all the same.
I would agree. Now, I I'm wondering what the reason for that is. Like, is it because black Republican men are more bold with their statements, or what I'm saying, like, is the black male left not loud? Is Should there be more black left, YouTubers? Pop, yes. Based on what he's saying, yes, obviously. If 80%, them niggas taking over, they're doing too much.
Like,
This is what's wrong with black culture. Black culture is too ghetto. Black fatigue is real. Why BLM was not.
like all that shit. And
Crazy.
they don't get a lot of views because they're not talented, creative people, but they'll do their one or two black people bad, hip hop bad videos. That shit carries in the algorithm. I just talked about Kevin Samuels, right? Kevin Samuels went viral.
That being said, someone made a video about black YouTubers and how it was overly sexualized, and I agreed. I agreed. But once I peeped that was happening, I stopped engaging with that type of content. You know what I'm saying? That's just what you got to do. Stop engaging with that content. Or some people, is it entertaining? I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's sex sells. But as far as like other YouTubers saying, oh, like black fatigue, there's a difference between niggas and black people. Y'all niggas is wilding for that. Stop it.
Viral for disrespecting a black woman. Kevin Samuels had been around on the internet for about a decade before he went viral at the bottom rungs of the black manosphere. The black manosphere used to clown Kevin Samuels. It's so funny. He was a corny weirdo, but he had a talent for reading people. He read a black woman, went viral, and said,
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
That incentivizes those handful of black men who are really, really about that misogyny life to spread it everywhere as much as possible because it brings attention and it distorts the way that black men are perceived in the world. When you are a just regular black man, regardless of your level of misogyny and patriarchy, because we're all engaging with that, I'm not going to act like that's not real. But when you're a regular dude and you kind of constantly see this distortion pushed upon you and you have to maneuver that, you're not always going to have the most thoughtful, measured response when it faces you.
For example, this past holiday season, I went to my girlfriend's family, and somehow, some way, a discussion came about of how, like, of interracial relationships, right? And then it was said that, like, oh, like, black women go date outside their race or go date a white man because black men don't want black women. I'm just like, what? Like I said before, I'm not gonna say that's not true. If that's what black women are saying is happening to them, I'm gonna just believe them because I don't have that experience to not believe them. And I've heard that before, but it's kind of wild. I'm like, yo, I don't know any black men who are engaged or doing this. Like, So it be sounding crazy when I hear that shit, bro. I'm like, yo, like, why do y'all think we don't want y'all? It's because some of you niggas be talking crazy to black women online. Now look at us. Look at the regular niggas having to fight for our lives. And yeah, that should be frustrating. So I look you more fun to stop having that conversation until you niggas start doing better. Is that the right thing to do? I don't even know, but something gotta change.
At some point in time, you're going to take it personal, like Van seems to be doing right now. You're gonna not catch yourself to say, what's the best version of this conversation? And I think that's what's happening here, because I think if both of them were a little less emotionally invested in the moment, that they would probably have a less contentious conversation, because they're both correct. And I think they both agree that the other is correct. They're just trying to take the one, they're both just trying to take the lead. Let's wrap it up. Then I want to get to something
Particular
else.
type. I'm not saying y'all.
Say it. Finish the sentence.
If you were talking about a particular type of black woman, I wouldn't necessarily. I don't think that I'm like that. The fact that you're turning this into a black man, black woman thing, you can't talk about Adin Ross without talking about that he has been empowered by a particular group of black men. That ain't.
Oh, that's another thing. That rhetoric is very problematic for me. That's a very problematic rhetoric that has not been challenged enough in media. This type of black man rhetoric. I'm not saying it's.
Before he goes on, what I'm thinking she's talking about is the type of black men that are around him. I don't know. I can't think of other, unless she's talking about like coons or like tap dancers who like are around these these white men for like for clout. Um, but I'm thinking she's talking about just the people around Adin Ross enabling him, or scared to say something to him because they're trying to like be around his success. But I don't know.
Not a thing, right? There's obviously dudes on different wavelengths and planes and thought processes, etc. But we're way too comfortable we're way too comfortable not thinking of the ramifications of how that type of black man language and energy contributes to so many other problems. Because
I want to hear what. I don't know what he's talking about. Hopefully,
am that type of black man. And I hope that's what Van is about to say, because Van is also that type of black man, you know? And it's not something that can be ignored. It can't be taken.
Like when she says type of black man, I'm hearing a specific black man. And in this situation, I'm thinking she's talking about the people, just the black men around him enabling him. So I don't know like what exactly this FD has an issue with. Because she's not saying all black men, right? Like are enabling this, because clearly not. Glassy Malone is standing up for it, and most people I've seen. Then again, it goes back to me like not like I can't say she's wrong because I haven't seen what she's seeing or what she's going through. Like I just can't do that.
Out of the conversation, but the way that often is like very casually. This is the same thing that happened with the not the Button podcast. Who did we watch a couple of months ago? Native Land. Thank you, Native Land podcast. Like it was the same thing happening there. I am very careful to not create hierarchies of black women in my conversations. Now, obviously, I like some sisters more than others, right? Let's keep it a buck. I like some sisters more than others in the capacity of different ways, whether it be desirability and featureism, or whose politics are good and whose politics are trash, who has good takes and is well read and whatever, and who I'm like, man, you shouldn't get a microphone. I'm not watching any of your shit. Like, obviously that's a thing, but I'm very careful because I know the ramifications of how that plays out with creating like hierarchies and how I engage with and talk about black women. because that's a dangerous precedent to set. That's how we get to the Adin Rosses. And I don't think that is reciprocated enough. I think, in fact, the opposite is what happens with black men. This happens, right? Don't get me wrong. This happens. Like, you get a lot of
like when niggas say, oh, like, she's ghetto, but she's classy. And then when women are like, oh, this is a high value man, that's a broke nigga, or maybe
benevolent hotep, like black women be queens, right? I was having a conversation with my wife about like the sex appeal of Jill Scott and Erykah Badu, and they have like this unique sex appeal among men my age, but they also play into a appropriate femininity, emphasize femininity.
I can't spell. 43. What the fuck? If he's
femininity bag for a lot of black men. And so you'll see black men be like, we need more women like Erykah Badu, or more women like insert classy, feminine, submissive, all those catchphrases you might hear from certain niggas, right? So that does happen, but we recognize that when we do that, that's a problem. On the flip side, when we hold
some black men recognize that when they do that, it's a problem. You know?
Up a Barack Obama, or when we uphold some image of idealized masculinity, we don't recognize that it's really doing the same damage to black men. When we create hierarchies across black men, nobody thinks that there's a problem with how those black men on the lower end of the totem pole are regarded. And that's what I hope Van is about to get to. So maybe all I just said was some bullshit and Van is about to go somewhere completely different. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
That's not Glasses. That's why Glasses stood on business and talked about it in this way.
I appreciate that. Give me the specific type of black woman that I could talk about.
I don't know. I got to sit and think about an example of how I wouldn't be.
Because that's not true.
Okay, Van, I don't want to turn it into this. I'm just going to let you talk.
Because that's not true. What you just said, give me the specific type of black woman that I can hold up to criticism and say, black woman.
Okay, I'm not a black woman. Okay, well, we talked about on this podcast. I'm not a black woman who's going to glorify whiteness. There are black women who do that. And if you said that, I wouldn't say you're talking about me, because I know that's not me.
But you know what though? I wouldn't do that. So the reality,
we wouldn't be having a topic, and you wouldn't say that there are black women who do this. We literally kind of
hold on, wait a second. If I'm talking about a black woman that holds up whiteness, I'm saying Candace Owens, and I'm saying only Candace Owens, right? Let me finish this. I'm saying, and I apologize to the listeners for cutting racial off. If I'm talking about a black woman that upholds whiteness, I'm saying Candace.
You should apologize to her for cutting her off.
Owens, and I'm talking about Candace Owens. I'm saying Sage Steele, and I'm talking about Sage Steele. I'm saying Dashiki Lady, and I'm talking about her, and I'm being specific.
I'm sorry, y'all. I think Van got it. I'm sorry, CB Practice. I think Van got it. I think Van got it here. That's an excellent point. I'm gonna let him finish. I'm gonna see if he slip up.
And not Rachel. I can't see. Yeah, exactly. Sage Green, like.
But like y'all, I don't think y'all understand what he's doing here.
And I'm not gonna say, hey, we need to talk about these black women that go around.
Oh my God.
Because if I wanted to talk about it, Omarosa, Diamond and Silk, like whoever, a litany of them.
You name them.
Like a litany of them. I'm gonna name them. I'm gonna talk about them. I am not going to connect any of what they got going on to being black ladies. Because the moment that you do that, the conversation is going to fall apart. Now, let me say this.
I totally listed off black men, but keep going.
Let me say this. Understand that there is a difference here. That there is a difference when having this conversation in the frustration that black women feel with black men. I do. I completely understand it. I do. You didn't say rappers. You didn't say streamers. You said the other black men. And guess what? I did too. I
said Young Thug. I said Kodak. I said Antonio Brown. I said Drake. I said the black man sitting next to him.
I know, but like...
Wait, but why are those other people being brought into this conversation? Am I missing something? Like, did those people say something about in defense of Adin Ross? Maybe that's why FD is having this reaction, because I missed that part.
Conversation, and we can run it back or look at it or whatever. You're talking. We have to talk about the.
So, I guess I'm just not. I feel like I'm seeing what y'all are seeing, but I don't feel like y'all are seeing what I'm seeing. Does that make sense? Mo won't miss is making a good point. This is a not all men response, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. I'm sorry. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It means they could be having a less contentious, more effective conversation but there's things that both of them are trying to get across that are important. And my thing is, I think Van and the greater progressive intellectual community as a whole completely understands where Rachel is coming from, but I don't think people get where Van is coming from. And I think he just made an excellent point to illustrate that. And I think the resistance is because, again, we haven't developed that mindset. Rachel may have done a better job here earlier. And there are plenty of non-black male figures in these conversations that do a good job of this, but there are a lot who don't. He is completely sidestepping the core of her argument because he completely agrees with her argument. And I think that's the point. He just pointed out, and this is something I've pointed out. CB Praxis, we know it's not all men, but we don't talk about it that way. That's kind of what I think Van is saying. Do y'all understand? I think Van is shifting.
Right. Like, back to our conversation about like black men not liking black women, like, or not treating black women well. Yeah, like we know that. We know it's not all men you guys are talking about when you guys say, oh yeah, black men don't like black women. Black women hate black women. But it's like, it feels like you guys are talking about all black men. It feels like a generalization, like, which is kind of, I'd be hurt by it. I ain't gonna lie. Cause that's not crazy to me. But then like it might not sound. I understand that it doesn't sound crazy to other black women because that's their experiences. Cause y'all niggas is wildin'.
The goalpost because he was triggered by a specific thing that bothered him. He's not arguing with Rachel about the specifics of these particular black men, Whack 100, Young Thug, whoever else, put a battery in the back of an Adin Ross and white assholes in general to act the donkey that they don't contribute to the problem. He's not disagreeing with that. What he's essentially trying to say is, it bothers me that you're not more thoughtful in how you language that conversation.
But the thing is, though, maybe I missed part of this conversation between these two. All right, she's saying type of black men that are enabling Adin Ross, or type of black men are the reasons why Adin Ross is like this. Which, you know, I'm sure there's other reasons why he's like this. But when I hear her say that, I'm not hearing, oh, black men are the reason like he's like this. When she says type, it's more specific for me. You know, like, I'm thinking she's talking about some of the niggas that are around him, which is, she's not wrong. Like, Cuffham is enabling this shit. He hopped on didn't instead of the damn diss strike, but he hopped on a diss strike with Adin Ross to this Dolce. That's, you wildin'.
I present the same care to you, and I'm sorry. I don't disagree with him here. I really wish they could have had this conversation at a different time. I don't know if it's the wrong time for him to bring. Well, no, it is. It is. You're Latin Spartan. You're right. It's not a good time to bring this up. It is him being defensive and having an emotional reaction to something she said. But that doesn't mean what he's saying is wrong. Does that make sense? I think people completely.
Yeah, that's true. He could bring this conversation up later when this is not still a raw situation, like. But yeah, he's not wrong.
Yeah. Understand where Rachel is coming from. I don't think people understand where Van is coming from, and that's a problem to me. I don't think people see the discrepancy in the way we see Candace Owens and Omarosa and Silk and whatever her name is and Sage Steele. They have never been representative of black women. Ever.
That's facts. I can't, so when I say, oh yeah, black women this is black women that, I'm never talking about Candace Owens. Because I'm not hearing about black women talk about the same thing she's talking about. Now, are there some black women like her? Yes, of course. But I'm not engaging in that content or with them those type of women in real life anyway.
They are their own individual coon selves. However, WAC 100 is representative of black men.
Okay, I see what's being said, and yeah, that nigga loud. That nigga loud. That nigga is a loud nigga.
So it's unfortunate
Loud and wrong.
that this conversation happened the way it happened, but I don't
Loud in the sense of like he be everywhere saying most outrageous shit. Not like, oh, he's so ghetto and loud. Come on.
disagree. I don't disagree with what Van is actually upset about.
All right, let's got the comments. Yeah, I would. I'm inclined to agree. Okay, like I thought I was wildin', you know, because when I heard type of black man, instantly I'm thinking Cuffham, uh, and everybody else around Adin Ross, academics. Unfortunately, you know, all yes, yes. I don't know what I don't know why he did that either. Okay, mind you, sometimes I I, I don't be agreeing with the comments, but for some reason this is yeah, that's not business. Are they friends? I don't know. I mean, he did yeah, that just happened as well. Not all white people are racist. Okay. Hmm. Now this got me thinking like when I hear black women say, "Oh yeah, like black women are dating white men," um, because they're being mistreated. Now I should know I should take a step back and not say, "Oh, well, it's not every black man." You know, this got me thinking about that now because I be doing that because when I said it hurting me when I hear that shit because that shit sound crazy. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Here's your collection. Yeah, I saw that too, which is why I thought I was missing something whenever FD was making his points. Because these are people saying FD's wrong or didn't like his take. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I know. He not black. Well, okay. I see it. Yeah, I would agree this was a miss, but maybe, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this was a miss on FD's part, and I like a lot of these comments saw that immediately upon that first clip because he said top of black men immediately.
What did Van Lathan? Van Lathan's one of my folks.
So he thinks, oh, she must be talking about me. So dumb, he called her a bitch.
Their pocket defend them from their
Followers and the money.
Yeah, FD was wrong. Red L. Yep. Now I'm wondering like if there's gonna be another video after this, maybe explaining himself or like explaining himself like we like he owes us that. Maybe he does. I don't know. Okay. Well, I'm mad. I'm not mad, but it's kind of crazy that my first reaction to FD is him taking it out. That's tough. Oh well. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. I might make another one of these.